Now joined by K-State women's basketball coach Jeff Mittie. His team is now 13-3 on the season, 3-1 in Big 12 play after a win at West Virginia by 10, and then falling to Iowa State, the number 9 team in the country, by 3 a couple of nights ago. Coach, appreciate you joining us, and first want to ask you about that West Virginia win. 71-61 was that final, down 7 at the half, but then your guard play comes up big. How huge was that from those freshmen like Serena Sundell, Jalen Glenn hit those threes with Ayoka Lee having those limited touches?
Well, yeah. I thought West Virginia did a great job inside on Lee. Only gets 4, I think, in the first half. Ends up getting, I think, 10 in the second half. But huge for Jalen to have the game she had, knocked down 6 threes. Really played with a lot of confidence. Sundell just kept getting better, hit big shots in the second half. So, yeah, like a lot of the West Virginia games, they're just gritty, tough. They're kind of strange in stretches, but a good win for our team.
And then Iowa State comes into town on Tuesday night with a top 25 battle. You're now in the top 25 at number 25. But before the game, I mean, there was so much talk on social media. K-State fans were buzzing about this one. Were you able to enjoy the hype that was surrounding this game?
Well, I was enjoying the fact that it was a big basketball game, and our team had earned the fact that we had gotten to this point in the season of where we made it a big basketball game. Obviously, Iowa State's got a good team. So we felt really good about that. I did enjoy the fact that a lot of people were talking about our basketball team.
I couldn't help it. I was able to go to the game, Manhattan High basketball at home. I was calling those games here on K-Man. But probably not the most ethical thing to do, but I had my phone on, and I was trying to keep up with it as much as I possibly could, trying to do double duty there it feels like my job at K-Man to do those kind of things. But I did see, the final couple of possessions in that game and how the game ended up with that three-pointer that was hit by Iowa State with just a few seconds to go. But just how tough was it to watch that happen after your team did so well for 38 minutes to see Iowa State just hit those threes down that stretch?
Yeah, they hit 6 out of 7. And we were playing decent defense. It was not, these were individual players making threes. Now, we know that Jones can hit the step-back three, and that's always been part of our arsenal. You got to kind of win that play early. She was, may have been a little fatigue in our group. And then, of course, the last 3 with 3 seconds to go banks in. So, we really did some good things on that possession because they don't just need a 3 there. They can take a 2, right? And so you can't just play it as, they need a 3. So they can take a couple things. And, our group did a good job on the inbounds play, denied Jones what they wanted, which was kind of her faking going out and then slipping for a layup. We did a good job on that. And then, unfortunately, Iowa State makes the last play. I'll say this. I was really proud of our you want to finish. We got to finish 40 minutes. But I was really proud of our group in terms of that was a hell of a basketball game. And it's disappointing to come on the short end of that game, but that was a heck of a game. I have no qualms with this basketball team and how hard they fight and how hard they try to play well. And obviously Lee was special all night and just both ends of the floor dominating. But we had a lot of players play well in that game.
Kind of going back to the West Virginia game and them double-teaming Ayoka Lee there in the paint, showing success with her being double-teamed with your guards hitting threes, do you think that's really big to put on film and the rest of the Big 12 noticing you can win games even if you double-team Ayoka Lee?
Well, I think, no question, because I think people have to, you talk about pick your poison, but if you're going to give that much help to Lee, we're going to have open shots. So, it's an area that we just got to continue to be confident in and make sure that we're just going through our reads. Because I think when you don't shoot it well is when you hesitate, and obviously everybody knows we're trying to get the ball to Lee, but we want to stay aggressive. We want to stay aggressive on the perimeter as well. There's tremendous growth with our with our team that can still occur. Out of all the years I've coached, this young group has so much potential to continue to get better from, as we sit here today, mid-January to March. And so we really want to continue the development in every area. But, yeah, we got to knock shots down because then they can't help on Lee, and we know what Lee does one-on-one.
Derek Young from K-State Online brought this up a couple of days ago, just speaking with him about your team and especially Ayoka Lee. He noticed how smooth Yoki can be from just in one motion, catching the basketball, turning in a hook shot. It goes in, and there's not much arc on that shot. But also brought up the question, if you could explain exactly how much Ayoka has improved over the last couple of years with just that post move.
Well, what I would say about her just continues to – she just has such great awareness of where she's at on the floor. So many post players, they don't know if they have 2 feet in. They don't know if they're a step off the block. She knows where she's at on the floor at all times. And she keeps the ball so high and is so decisive. It's just it's a lot of fun to watch. But she just has great instincts. I went back on film. Every coach at the other end is screaming 3 seconds all night long. That's all they say. 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds. And so I've gone back on film. I thought the officials against Baylor missed 1 3-second call. Now, Nikki Collin probably said 3 seconds 55 times down there. I would probably too if I was coaching against Yoki. But she knows where she's at. So when she gets out of the lane, she barely gets out of the lane and right back in. So you talk about the shot. I mean, her awareness and her feel in there is the best of any player I've ever coached.
Speaking with K-State women's basketball coach Jeff Mittie here on the game, his team's now 13-3 on the season and 3-1 in Big 12 play. Last couple of games, you've had 8 total players available. Emily Ebert, and Simone Goodrich have not played in the last couple of games. Are they getting close to coming back and potentially playing on Saturday?
Yeah, Simone got cleared game day, so she was available. Now, how much she was part of the scout and all that, she wasn't able to do much with us, but she was able to get into practice, and it looks like we've got a chance, yes, to have everybody back on Saturday. Hopefully we won't have any setbacks going forward, but yeah, the plan is, and it looks like we're headed that way, is to have everybody on Saturday.
Yeah, that would be big because next time we'll talk to you, you'll play 2 games because you also have KU coming into Bramlage next week, and they're really good right now. But your next game is against Texas Tech. That's Saturday. It's a 2 o'clock tip-off. While the men hosting Texas Tech, you're going to be in Lubbock. But what are your thoughts right now on the 8-7 Lady Raiders?
You know what, Mitch? This is the best the league's been top to bottom. I mean, you've got Texas Tech went in a week ago and beat Texas at Texas. And Texas had beaten Stanford earlier in the year, beat Texas A&M by 20 earlier in the year. And it really looks to be the strongest of any of the years I've been in the Big 12. So every game I think is going to be just physical, tough. Tech has lost a couple, the last 2 versus West Virginia and Oklahoma State, but we just saw those 2 teams, and those are 2 of the more physical, athletic teams in the league. So I think this is going to be a year where, it's just every game, all 18 games are going. It's going to be hard to say that nobody's going to run away with the league this year. Iowa State looks to be the best offensive team. But it looks to be that there is strength up and down all 10 teams this year. Texas Tech, Vivian Gray, All-American candidate. They've got more athleticism along the front line than they've had in past years, so this will be a big challenge for us.
That's K-State women's basketball coach Jeff Mittie. Coach, appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you soon.
Mitch, thank you. Appreciate it.